DoDirtyShow.com.
I just want to say I have no ill will to B. Scott. I know people think that I have this thing about because I want him to come on this show is what I really want. And what I don't like is when I reach out to you a couple of times. I mean, because I'm the type that I don't really reach out to people. I usually get inundated with I want to be on your show. I want to be on your show. And I'm just like, okay, you know what? I can't deal with this. But when I do reach out to people, they usually say, okay, no problem. Or if they can't, it's for different reasons. I never got a response from B. Scott. And when we met face to face and I get in a, yeah, sure, no problem, and then I don't hear anything from you again. So then, not that I have anything against you. Listen, go and do your thing. You're in a different lane than I am, sweetie, anyway. You're a half trainee and I'm a man. So let's get it right, okay? You just do what you do. You do a great job at it. I don't know what you've been through to get to there, but you've done it in a quick same time. We've been doing, like, he's been doing his thing and I've been doing my thing for approximately about the same time. So, congratulations on where you're at. But this
actually, DJ, you've been doing it longer.
I have.
And B. Scott, from when I was introduced to him, it's only been about 4 years.
And I got 6.
Yes.
So, bitch. Pay a nigga a visit. Pay a nigga a visit.
And one of the other things that differentiates what you do from what B. Scott does, B. Scott is also trying to do music, and he does these country tracks, which I have to say I kind of like it, but I'm not in the ball scene, but I'm sure the ball kids would love to vogue to it. It's like that voguey music, and he's trying to do that. He's got a makeup line, he's a spokesperson for Marino.
I saw the eyelashes thing, and I thought that was a great, not for nothing, whoever is his people or his circle, very smart.
You want to know who it is? They live in my building, and I talked to them yesterday, and they also manage Lawrence, Washington.
Really?
Yeah, so, I'm going to work on that today. I have a meeting with them. But, yeah.
Well, not for nothing. Like I said, I just want him to come on this show, and I'd like for us to discuss, just his road to, when he started and then when he went to Concrete Loop. And, I was one of the first people to defend him publicly, even though...
because Concrete Loop did him bad, honey.
Oh, that was to me, had to have been misery. And to be honest with you, that's something that could be career ending because it really had to hurt his self-esteem. And... and just to continue doing what he's doing and doing it on the level and then getting Foxhole and all these other things. Like, he's done a great job at doing what he does. I think you need to work on your personality in person. I do think you need to work on being more humble and more accessible. I know that people, and people have told me the same thing, B. Scott, I just didn't buy it, where they say, well, be unaccessible, and that's what gets you wherever. And maybe if that's what gets you there, then that's fine. But I really don't want to be one of those people who are just completely unaccessible. I get plenty of emails, I get plenty of, but I'm still accessible in the sense of my realistic being of who I am. This is who I am. I'm not trying to be anybody else. Oh. Boy, that doesn't sound like I want them on the show, but I do. I do want you on the show, and I do want us to talk.
Always been a huge. I'm one of the love muffins. I started as a love muffin when both B. Scott and I worked at Arista, and that was where I initially met him. And I've always loved and respected him since he worked on T.I.'s team. So. That's how far back I go with B. Scott, and I absolutely love B. Scott. I love what he's doing. I send him much love. But I tell
his attitude when he saw you from when
the show.
You got to remember, B. Scott, when you're seen by people from all over a certain amount of, space, when you put yourself out there, and see a lot of people where they want to be celebrities, but they don't know how to be a celebrity. There are people who have been celebrities for years who know how to be a celebrity, which means, when you see people and people appreciate you and say, I love what you do, you don't turn your head. You don't become standoffish. You don't get ridiculously frantic and the nose starts going so far up in the air that you can see their fucking nostrils and that they didn't coke for 3 years. Like I shouldn't see rings in your nose. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he does that. I'm just saying that that's how far up your nose is going at times. And it's not just me, it's Cisco, and it was a couple of other people who I know personally who have met you and was completely turned away from you. And it's not even the people that have met you. I've known people that met me. I know people who have met you in other states that have contacted me through email and has said, I don't like the way he acts when you meet him. And it's really hard to really, connect with someone like that. And I really want to know what that's all about. That's a question. So I really think that if you really want to get into who you are and really explain a lot to those people who feel this way about you, come and address it on this show. This is an open invitation for you and me to sit down and let's go.
DoDirtyShow.com.